Welcome back to Kanzia Connections. I'm Mrs. Nikki Kanzia, and today we have a really special guest, Mr. Mike Fahey, who is our athletic director at IC, and I wanted to make sure that we welcomed him to the conversation. And Mr. Fahey, maybe you could give us just a little overview of athletics at IC, a little bit about yourself.
Totally. Thank you. So my name is Michael Fahey. I'm going into my second year as the athletic director at IC Catholic Prep. I have a coaching background at the professional and the collegiate level, but really, love the Catholic school atmosphere. I grew up in Catholic schools, grew up in the northwest side of Chicago, went to a Catholic college, played basketball. So I like that culture of what IC Catholic Prep brings. So I am very pleased to be head in the athletic department there, and excited for what we have for the future. We have a storied tradition on all fronts, from football to volleyball to boys and girls basketball. Our spring sports are very strong as well, and girls soccer and softball too. So across the board, we offer 21 plus sports, and our student athletes are they never cease to amaze me at what they do in both the classroom and whether it's the wrestling mat or the dance floor. So we, like I said, we offer a great amount of sports, and we encourage our students to get involved in activities and extracurriculars. So.
Now, I noticed you said something. You said student athlete. Can you run that down a little bit for us and what that actually means at IC?
Totally. We preach student first, athlete second at IC. And you're not playing, you're not competing, you're not wearing IC Catholic Prep on your jersey unless you're doing you're taking care of business in the classroom. And our coaches and myself and our director of admissions and our principal, we work closely with our coaches and making sure that our student athletes are hitting the books and paying attention in class and what they need to do to stay eligible to play. We get eligibility reports on a consistent basis, and those get immediately sent to our head coaches. We also get a DF list, so we know who is on the cusp of that eligibility at the risk kids. So we know, and then our coaches reach out to those kids to make sure that they're doing what they need to do or getting that grade up or talking to the teacher. So we are definitely student first, and it's a privilege and a luxury to play athletics at IC. So you definitely have to take care of business in the classroom.
Absolutely. And let's talk about those coaches. My goodness, how awesome. We're so blessed to have so many amazing coaches who just really, I think the honor that I have is to watch them take these young boys and girls, if you will, and turn them into young men and women and just enrich their lives in so many ways. But you could, of course, speak to that more eloquently than I, but just always amazed at our coaches.
Yeah, I second that. I am very impressed at how much our coaches give back to the school in so many different ways. But to touch on what they do for our student athletes, they're working full-time jobs. Some are in school, in the school building, some are not, and they have families in themselves, and they're dedicating so many hours to our students, whether it's traveling to a game or playing a game or the amount of practice and even practice planning that they go through as a staff. So they really care about our student athletes at IC, and they'll do anything for them. If I know a lot of our coaches are just a phone call away, even if it's something that's unrelated to the sport. It's something that they really truly love our student athletes and will help them out on a personal level as well.
Absolutely. Okay, one of the biggest questions that I get often, and I think, we could just kind of tackle this in a high level concept is, can my child play more than one sport while attending IC?
Yeah, that's highly encouraged. So we encourage the student to be in something once per season, really. We have fall, winter, and spring. We offer sports in 3 different seasons, and we don't really want a student athlete to be in multiple sports within one season. It's very hard to juggle with coaches, and it's just too much to be at a
Yeah.
to be at a practice for volleyball, but also be at a practice for, say tennis. It just doesn't work. It's not fair to the coaches. It's also not fair to the student athlete to be able to try juggling that along with school. So we suggest that, we definitely encourage multi-sport athletes. We have so many different sports. We have what's the Iron Knight Award when you're a senior. If you play 3 sports for 4 straight years, you become an Iron Knight. And we had 6 of those this year. So we highly encourage student athletes to be playing multiple sports. For sure.
And many of whom are 3-sport athletes, AP honors courses, right? I mean, again, just putting it all out there.
I think there's a direct correlation between the fact that you're involved in more sports and how well you do in academics. It keeps you in check academically. And like you just said, we had these Iron Knights that were also IHSA honorable mention, all academic team, and they're on the math club, and they just do so much. I think it's just like a snowball effect.
That's pretty awesome. And a lot of that wouldn't happen without you and your work. So want to say thank you, and thanks for joining us on Kanzia Connections. Of course, if you have any questions, Mr. Mike Fahey can be reached at mfahey@iccatholicprep.org. That's M as in Mike. Fahey is Fahey at iccatholicprep.org. Otherwise, you can always call or email me at nkanzia@iccatholicprep.org. In the meantime, be assured of our prayers, and go night.